My personal, academic, and family life became an unworried thought after being content for about 9 years. During my junior year in 2014, my life unfortunately flew downhill, and by the time things became satisfying again, I was rehearsing for my high school graduation. With 2 more months left of 11th grade, my parents both lost their jobs. One morning on my way to school, I seen a for rent sign posted. As I remained emotionally stable, I went to school as if nothing was going to happen. During my lunch period the same day, I started to cry softly, but uncontrollably. My 3 closest friends were in shock when I told them through every sniffle that my parents were moving into a small motel in St. Paul. I have always been a closed person when it comes to my personal life. Not because I was afraid people would judge me, but because I thought people would only see the hardship side of me. So I thought keeping to myself would be better, but you all can get a scoop of my personal side. As junior year went by, instead of participating in extracurricular activities, I spent a lot of my days packing and deciding what to leave behind for good. I was moving into my sister's 2-bedroom apartment along with her boyfriend and 8-year-old son. I felt incomplete without my parents and also nervous knowing that it wasn't just a sleepover at my older sister's house anymore. I stayed with my sister for about 5 months. When I needed, I would consider her as my legal guardian. Calling her this was the last thing I thought anyone should be calling their sister. Some days, I would stay by myself so I wasn't so bothersome and even noticed, and other days, I would include myself as much as possible. I was upset that I had to plan days to go see my parents, but thankful that that was still an option. Towards the middle of August in 2014, my parents found a new house, which resulted in me moving back in with them before my senior year started. We started completely over together. I was delighted to be back with my parents and also have my own space. I started senior year like I normally did, joined sports and extracurricular activities, but then my parents started arguing on a bad level. Soon enough, my mom forced my father to leave and never come back in November. He went to go live with his sister about 10 minutes away from my house. I went to see the two of them a lot, but also my mom and I became closer. We finally had a relationship that a mother and a daughter should have. As January came around, my mom got a new boyfriend and moved him into the house with us. He had big plans for us, but I wasn't too interested in what he had to say, honestly. Soon enough, it was time to move again. My mom was moving to North Minneapolis with her boyfriend, and I knew I was going back to my sister's house. She packed her stuff along with everything else in the house and left her youngest child behind. It seemed to be a repetitive process moving back with my sister. I felt like I was back at home. I seemed to be more social and okay to say that I lived with her. I could say I found my personality again. Maybe it was something that I left behind by accident when I moved back with my parents. Everything during my junior and senior year forced me to grow to see the sun again. I found that change is going to happen to everyone, but I must learn to adjust and make the most of what I have. This will help me remain focused in my incomplete puzzle and not just the corner pieces.